Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles and cousins, of course, and my new favorite, Nana Bananas, and grandfathers, and baseball fans everywhere. Welcome to this edition of the 2020 Rewind season. Yes, if you guys are just tuning in, we're into the playoffs already. I know it seems like the regular season went by like that. It happens to me every year. But anyway, here we are. And here these top 8 teams are from the Valley Baseball League. Tonight we've got the Staunton Braves versus the Waynesboro Generals. And guess what? I can tell you for certain one of these teams is going to win. You know how I know that? Because my crew told me. Everybody say hi to Jordan and Aaron. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the particulars. Aaron, set the stage for us. We're just in the first round of the playoffs. Just kind of had a couple of games. We've almost worked our way through all of the teams for their first game. What can we say about the playoffs so far?
Yeah, so this is the last matchup of the first round of the playoffs that we'll show you, and it takes place in the Southern Division. Waynesboro, actually, they just were on a tear all season. They ended up with a 31-11 record. They played so well and clearly lead both the South and the North, best record overall in the Valley. They're actually finishing 6 games ahead of Charlottesville, so they had pretty much dominated during the regular season, and tonight they're going to be facing off against Staunton. And, you know, because they dominated the Generals, they have a 6-0 record against Staunton in the regular season. Staunton has not been able to beat them all year, but you just never know what's going to happen in the playoffs. So that's why you have to watch. And I know Jordan's got a little bit more ways he's going to tease you on why you should watch.
Yeah, but before we do, let's just pay tribute. For all those who may not know, the teams in the Southern Division will play each other 6 times, and the same thing is true for the teams in the North Division. The teams from the North and South will play each other 3 times. So, I mean, that really is quite a statement that the Waynesboro Generals swept the Braves every single game through the regular season. I mean, that really is, and that's a team that, I mean, we saw Staunton bring a ton of offense and some great comeback wins, probably one of the classic comeback wins of all times. So, I mean, what a statement to make there that the Generals swept them the whole season. I don't know, Jordan, is this a grudge match?
Oh, Graham, let me tell you what, if you're an athlete, and there is no greater motivation when you're starting off the postseason and you're facing off against the number 1 seed, best record in the league. These are the guys that took you to the yard every single game in the season. If you're 0-6 against somebody, you don't need any motivation aside from that to want to go out there and really give it to them. And let me tell you something, putting up 6 wins and losing none to a Staunton Braves team, that's impressive, because we've talked so long this season about players like Andrew Czech, who, you know, for God's sakes, we had really just podcasts where essentially all we talked about was Andrew Czech, and then you've got Chet Moore as well. But I really want to go ahead and pull out some of the stats of these guys. And really, when you look at Czech, like we said, he's kind of been the poster boy for the Staunton Braves, and for a good reason. And then with Chet Moore, when you look at the combined batting average of the 2 of these guys, you're looking at .319 on the season. And, you know, again, you look at Czech's stats, 54 hits on the season, 9 home runs, 47 RBIs. And then personally, I want to call out Kent Rooklyn tonight, because if you're looking for performances again, when you're taking on someone that has definitely become a rival, losing again 6 games to them, you're going to want to beat them. So when you're looking for that single player to really come on out and really put their foot forward, again, I want to throw out Kent tonight in his stats. 3 for 6 tonight to open up the playoffs, going .500. Personally, the records aside, and losing 6-0 and just really not having your way against this opposing team at all this season. Graham, Aaron, we've said it multiple times. This is the postseason now. The regular season may as well be a thing of the past, because everyone, and for both of these teams, it's the case. They're 0-0. They are even on the record board tonight. So it's a brand new year. Those 6 wins, they're great. But, for me personally, as far as this momentum, this grudge match that Graham is talking about, when you really think about it, do you have which motivation is stronger? The motivation to go 7-0 and to keep doing this? Or how about the motivation to go and get that first win? One of these teams, though, it's going to happen. But again, fans, it's up to you to kind of stick around and see for yourselves what ends up happening.
Yeah, and speaking of sticking around, look, our team, and I can't say enough good things about our team. I think what I'm going to do is when this wraps up on August 10th, I'm just going to spend the rest of the August doing a tribute to all the people who helped make all these podcasts happen. I'm just every night going to come back on and say a thank you to MK, to Allison, to V, to Jordan, to Aaron, to Tim, to everybody. I'm just going to go through the names over and over again because those guys are amazing. But the one thing I do want to say is that, want to kind of set the stage, because as we get to the end of the season, these guys have played a lot of baseball. I mean, one of the jobs of the Valley League, and I like what Brian O'Connor said best, is this is their baseball internship. They've played a lot of baseball. They're looking at school starting very soon. They haven't had a chance to get their life together because some of these guys finished the baseball or the College World Series, came out of that, came here. Some of these guys are going to go on from Valley League to the Cape Cod League and play, and then they're going to go right around to school. So one of the things you hit some fatigue. These players are tired. They miss home. It's been a slog fest. It's been hot. Their buses are broken down occasionally. I mean, all kinds of things. So keeping the motivation going through the season is tough. So, I mean, that's going to be a factor. And Andrew Czech's story is about to unfold in dramatic fashion, which is one of my favorite games. But anyway, enough out of me, enough about the team for now, and enough about kind of what these players are looking at this point in the season. Aaron, I know we missed some stuff. What bases do you want to cover before we wrap this up and tell everybody we'll be back tomorrow?
Well, y'all are bringing up some good points with a revenge game, grudge match, saying that, somebody could be a little bit tired. Well, I think a team might have come in a little overconfident in this one. You just completely wreck the regular season and you're kind of looking towards the end. And maybe they just didn't give the Braves enough credit in this first game. But again, you got to watch to see how it unfolds. So you guys can decide whether you think it was something that the Braves did or something that the Generals did that pushed this one way or the other.
Yeah, and just remember, you have the option of watching the highlights, which take about 15 or 20 minutes, or you can watch the whole game. We're going to put the link in the YouTube description here, so feel free to watch the whole thing. It's great baseball, grudge match, the South Division grudge match. Might be of the season. Anyway, anything else, Jordan, that we missed that you want to add before we wrap this up?
Yeah, actually, to go off of what Erin was talking about, where she's saying, was it what one team did? Was it what this other team did? You want to also look out for certain things that there are teams that didn't really do all that well. So maybe it's the things that didn't happen that maybe result in what she's talking about with overconfidence. There is one team in particular tonight, something that they maybe didn't do was just sticking to the basics. There were a lot of early errors for one of these teams tonight. And again, not going to go any further than that, but the things that you don't do in the end, sometimes those are just as important, if not more important, than the things you have done.
6? Are you going to explain that?
6 errors by one team, 4 in the first inning.
Yeah, well, that's no bueno. I got to tell you, I've worked with a lot of kind of high-end athletes, and I can't tell you how many times the whole focus has been, get back to the basics, get back to the basics, get back to the basics. But unless I'm mistaken, haven't we seen Staunton make at least 4 or 5 errors in one game and still manage to come back and win? They're one of the few teams in this league that's been able to do that. So there's a little bit, if that's not a hook for you, we don't know what is. So watch the game, come back tomorrow night, and we will bring you some more of the Valley Baseball League's 2019 playoffs in our 2020 Rewind season. For Jordan, Aaron, and myself, and for the entire crew that helps make these podcasts and video rewind games happen, we're wishing you all perfect health, and we are wishing you all a speedy return to the baseball diamond. Until tomorrow night, for Aaron, Jordan, and myself, have a good night, everybody.
Good evening and welcome to Integrity Home Mortgage Park at Kate Collins Field in Waynesboro, Virginia, in the heart of Virginia's Shenandoah Valley. It is July 28th, and on behalf of the Valley Baseball League and the Waynesboro Generals, welcome to this live stream. So we'll see what Judy wants to do here on the 3-2. Swung on, hit on the ground, and it's going to get over the head of Brad Burkell. So that's going to be yet another error, and this one bounces away out in right field from Gunnar Peterson. Sloppy defense from the Generals. Well, McCarty, one of the few Braves that have had some real success, I would say. Has played in all 6 games against the Generals. He's 5 of 19 for a .263 batting average. This one gets away from Wes Clark, but with Czech at third base, nobody is able to advance. And this throw gets away that nobody knew. Oh, my goodness. And we have a righty warming in the bullpen for the Generals. This one on the ground, too slow to turn 2. Going to be tough to get 1. Nice play from Connor Norby, but it will be an RBI ground out for Logan Flood. The 3-2 from Judy swung on and missed. So the Generals, I guess you could say, kind of minimize after 4 errors in the top of the first inning. Kobe, one of just 2 players to play 40 games for the Waynesboro Generals. This one kind of fisted out towards center field. Long run for Callaway Sigler, but a nice catch out in center. One of the hotter days we've had here recently. This one tapped on the ground, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. Nice and easily done there by Reed Salata. College ball for Arkansas State University. This one jammed out towards left field. Jack Murphy is there. He'll have it for out number 1 of the NFL Hall of Fame. This one tapped on the ground to first base. Joey Kinker botches it, but will step on first base in time. Been a tough little inning over there for Joey, but he manages to put that one away for out number 3, and we'll go to the bottom of the second. The Gens still trailing 3-0. Forest, Virginia, close to the Lynchburg area. He pops this one up. Looks like it's going to stay in play for Czech, and he'll have it for out number 1. Also led the team in stolen bags. So a guy that, as the offense goes, or so goes Jackson, goes the offense. And then there is a caught stealing there for Gunnar Peterson. Swung on and missed. So another easy inning there for Reed Salata, and we go to the top of the third. This one hit out towards left field, and it's going to drop in front of Jack Murphy. So a single the other way, and it's just our second hit of the ball game. 2 for 9 with a run, 2 walks. He struck out 3 times. And here's the pitch. Got him looking, strike 3. Good finish to the inning for Andrzejczyk. So he has just faced a minimum of 6 hitters. This one shot well over towards first base, and it's going to get through. It'll be a base hit for David Mayberry, the first hit of the ball game for the Waynesboro Generals. Played his college ball this past season for the Panthers of Florida International University. He's first pitch swinging, pops it up in the infield. That'll be Kent Rooklyn settling underneath it for out number 3. I believe that leads the team. He's off with the pitch. The throw down is not in time. Probably considering themselves a bit lucky. This one hit well over to second base. It gets by Burkell. Throw to the plate, not in time, and the Staunton Braves will tack on yet another run. This one swung on and missed. So Andrzejczyk does give up a run. Wes is smart enough to know what a pitcher's trying to do to him. He smacks this one up the middle into center field for a base hit. Connor Norby coming around third base, and he will score. Wes Clark puts a run on the board for the Waynesboro Generals. Second baseman is going to shift towards second. And Mayberry's first pitch swinging, he pops it up. Andrew Czech is going to have room, and he's going to have it for out number 3. Cameron Roof behind in the count, 1-2 to Bailey Wimberly. Wimberly gets a ground ball to shortstop. That's Lopez. He steps on second. The throw across, not in time. They're going to say it pulled Joey Kinker off the bag. Gave his arm a little bit of time to really recoup, and he's off with the pitch, and the throw down is in time. An odd decision there. Strokes this one past the third baseman. Well, Cameron Roof just not able to get his glove to it. That'll go as a base hit for Joey Kinker. That ball was smoked. Has nabbed a runner trying to steal and has also done a nice job of just keeping everything in front of him, not allowing Waynesboro to take that extra base. Norby on the ground to shortstop. McCarty to Rooklyn to Czech in time. That ends the inning for the Waynesboro Generals, and Mitchell Guerreri does his job out of the bullpen. Brings up Andrew Czech. Czech slashes this one out towards left field, into left field for a base hit. Wimberly comes set. The full count. Swung on and missed. Another big strikeout picked up by the Waynesboro General pitching staff. Murphy seeing some pitches in this at-bat. Full count. Here's the pitch. Rides up high for a ball, and the Gens have their leadoff runner on. This one ripped right at Czech, and he steps on first base for out number 3. Well, the Gens just can't seem to find a break here offensively, so we'll go back to the top of the 7th inning with the Gens still trailing 4-1. This ball slapped on the ground. Long run for Kobe Lopez. He makes the play. The throw, not in time. Good hustle there from Jacob Selden. It was just a play that developed a little bit too slowly. Not any fault to Kobe Lopez, though. Made a great play up the middle and just not able to put out Selden. In game 2. This one on the ground to second base. Burkell comes up and we'll have it. Throw to first is in time for out number 3. Kobe just got enough of it to foul it away. So we'll reset. We'll do it all over again at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. 2 runners on at the corners for the Waynesboro Generals. Tying run at the plate in Kobe Lopez. Kobe strikes this well out towards left field, and it's going to drop in front of Logan Flood. Gives the Waynesboro Generals really something that they've been yearning for there, and it's something to cheer about. Norby slashes this out towards right field, but it's going to be right at Eli Davis. But the Generals do pull a run closer here in the 7th. They get 1 run on 2 hits. Can go a long way. This one on the ground. Kosiski's not able to get there, so it's going to be another single. They're going to wave the runner around third base, and he's going to come in to score. And that was given up. This one on the ground to third base. Connor Norby dives, not able to get there, and it's going to be another infield single for another run. This one hit well out towards right center field. Chasing back is Peterson, not able to get there. Well, it's fortunate for the Generals that only 1 run is able to score, but it is a run at that. And the pitch. Hit well to third base. Norby able to grab it and step on third base before an out, but another run scores. Rooklyn at the plate is 3 for 5. He's had a nice night, but he's going to swing through this one, and he'll strike out for a 3rd time tonight. This one ripped out towards right field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. And it gets away from the right fielder, but Jack pulled up a little bit there, and he'll be content to stick with a single. And Jackson Tate's going to take right down the middle for another called strike 3. So the golden sombrero to Jackson Tate, 0 for 4 punch-outs. We will go to the top of the 9th inning. This one's skied over towards the first base line. Joey Kinker giving it a look, and he's going to have room for out number 2. He singled through the left side. He then had an infield single up the middle and an infield single over by Connor Norby. He shoots this one to Norby. Throw across is off the bag, but a nice tag by Joey Kinker. And Katie's going to work a leadoff walk in the Super Regional this past spring. Norby taps this one on the ground to shortstop. The throw across from McCarty is in time for out number 3. Staunton Braves have taken game 1.